So, episode 2 of the Grimm Variations. IMO. I loved and cherished every millisecond of that series. Every episode is about an hour, a little less. One of the episodes is about half an hour. There's 6 of them. So, about 12 episodes. But no, that's not really how they did it, but the equivalent of 12 episodes. So you can watch it in a day. Excuse me. Um, they do Cinderella for episode 1. Spoiler alert, everything from this moment forward may or may not ruin the show for you. Um, all right, there we go. Gave y'all like 5 seconds. Um, there's Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, Little Red Riding Hood. But after that it's like Hansel and Gretel, and after that it's this the Elves and the Shoemaker. Then it's something called something. I'm sorry. And then the last one is like something about the piper. It's the story about the person who played the flute to lure all the kids to drown themselves. You know what I'm talking about. But in the first episode, which is Cinderella, we get to see a twist. Cinderella is actually the villain on that episode. In that story, um, that's what it's called. Episode 5 is called "The Town Musicians of Bremen and the Pied the Pied Piper of Hamelin." That's episode 6. But okay, so first off, I recommend if you're not familiar with one of the, what are they called? I forgot what they're called. But if you're not familiar of these stories, I recommend going and looking them up. I had to go read a short paragraph about the Elves and the Shoemaker, the Town Musicians of Bremen, and Pied Piper of Hamelin. And honestly, I had to look up Hansel and Gretel too. But the first two I am very familiar with, so I didn't have to look those up. But it's like as it got further and further down, I got less and less familiar with these. They're not folk tales. It's gonna come to me before this video's over. I'm gonna be like, oh, stop! Remember when I was talking about it? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It's that weird when the stories have like lessons and like they're teaching morals. My mom used to say it all the time. I just said it like 2 days ago, but it'll come to me. Um, so enough on the background. Look them up if you're not familiar. Look it up first. Got my nightcap on because it's bedtime. We getting comfortable, you know. It's time to go to sleep. So we got. Oh yeah, so Cinderella. I really liked that one. I was like, I wasn't really caught off guard, but I didn't know what to expect. So it was like, you know what? Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. Think about 32 things. So it was interesting to see. Oh, okay, this is where the story is going. So she is using people not to keep her, and like as the story's going on, you're trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out like why is she using people? Like what is she getting out of this? And so down to like the very last second of the show, you finally find out like what it is she's really after, and she was trying to get to the prince so she could marry into the family for something I forget, but Yeah, it was just like, wow, she was playing like mind manip. I can't even say manipulation. Like she was just doing some alchemy. Some, she was doing some stuff. So, I mean, I just want to say my favorite episode is not until later. So, I'm just skimming through the other ones, but that one might be a little long. So, I'm gonna also bring up the other one, Little Red Riding Hood. That one was pretty crazy. Why? Because the wolf is not a wolf. And so I was so lost. But I had to realize, okay, this is like a different type of wolf. Like these are not the normal wolves. It was more like a hierarchy or like a status thing. And that one was pretty good, AI and all that. And by the end of the episode, the wolf is not even the real wolf. The real wolf is a lot more impressive. And it was so the part when they usually say, "My, what big teeth you have! What big hands you have! What big feet you have!" The teeth, I think, big ears. Like she says all of that, and then she gets her scalpels and her tools and does what she do. But I was just like, well, sorry, but that's what you get. Like you was out here straight up just murking people. This wolf here is a real wolf. And was that a girl? Yeah, it was. Okay. So the third episode, Hansel and Gretel, that one was my favorite one. I think out of all of them, I know that's probably like, what? Like, did you not see episode five? But that one was my favorite because I just felt like that was the only one. Let me see. That was the only one where I really felt like, damn, there's levels to this. That was the only one that really had some, let me see, that really had some depth or the depth that I like. That was my favorite one. I'm really thinking about it. I have things that I liked about each one, but they're more so visually than they are related to the story. Now, the one that probably had the best story, I might have to say, is Pied Piper of Hamelin. But my favorite was Hansel and Gretel. Um, but episode six was like the most interesting. Well, but it was just in a different way. The town music. I now I'm just jumping around. You see, so I guess this will be one video because I only have a lot to say about one episode. And we were supposed to talk about Hansel and Gretel, but anyway, the town musicians of Bremen. Well, you know what? Let's get back to Hansel and Gretel. I loved it. Um, that was the only one that really tripped me out, aside from Little Red Riding Hood. But no, Hansel and Gretel really they threw me for a loop. They threw me for a loop de loop actually. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Like at night, I'm like my other self. During the day, I'm super talkative. If this could be an entirely different video done in the daytime, but this is better. And this is how I am at night. Um, Yeah, Hansel and Gretel was my favorite. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. Now the one, now Town of Musicians of Bremen, that one is good. That one was great. I loved it. My favorite character is, what was she? The dog. It's like a dog, a cat. Wait, can I remember? A dog, a cat, a rooster, and what was that other girl? They're all girls. A dog, a cat, a rooster, and a damn. I don't know. I'm not even familiar. A lot. Some of these, not folk tales. It almost comes to me. Some of these were like. Some of these stories were famous in other countries, other parts of the world. They're more. They're really popular there, or really to anyone who has really read so far into these. Sorry, I keep trying to just get that word. I had a book of them. They were called. Anyway, that one was cool. I loved seeing like the action. Everybody, I like to see people get justice, and it was the only one that had a happy ending. Oh, it is the only one with a happy ending. Everything else had a twisted ending. And I'm going to talk about the last one, really episode 5, the elves and the shoemaker, in a separate video because I have a little more to say about that one. But thank you for watching. There will be more.